Listen, this isn't the temple you think you're getting when you book a Southeast Asia trip. And I'm talking about the entire experience here, not just the architecture, but everything surrounding it. If temples don't interest you anymore, or you feel like you've seen too many and they all start to blur together, don't make the mistake of ignoring this place. In this video, I'm taking you on a tour with me. We start with a bike taxi and head towards the temple near Dalat in the Vietnamese mountains. But first, here's something important to know. The airport in Dalat is currently closed and is expected to reopen in a few months, so at the moment, you cannot fly directly there. Because Dalat is located in a mountainous region of Vietnam, access is mainly via winding roads and mountain passes that aren't for everyone. You can get here by car or bus, and the views along the way are absolutely beautiful. But for those who get motion sickness, this journey can be quite challenging, which is also one of the reasons why fewer tourists make it here. If you decide to go for it, you can take a bus from Nha Trang, a coastal city with an airport, and the ride takes about 3 to 4 hours to Dalat, depending on traffic. If you want to deep dive into Dalat itself, I've got other videos breaking that down. But today, we're going straight to why this monastery matters, and why it's an irreplaceable travel experience and, in many ways, a life experience. Here's what I've learned after visiting dozens of temples across Southeast Asia. Many of them feel hollow. And I don't just mean visually, I mean spiritually. They've transformed into tourist machinery. The incense is there, the golden Buddhas are there, but the actual spiritual substance, it's been diluted down to almost nothing. Too many temples have become monuments to commercialization rather than centers for genuine spiritual practice. Truk Lam Zen Monastery breaks this pattern completely. This is an active Zen Buddhist monastery run by a living, breathing community of monks who meditate, study, and practice daily. This isn't a museum pretending to be spiritual. These are real practitioners. This is their home, their practice, their life. The monastery was founded in 1993 on a mountainous area at approximately 500 meters elevation. That elevation matters. It puts you above the clouds, literally and figuratively. The air is different up there. The energy is different. You're not in lowland Southeast Asia anymore. You're in a completely different climate zone with forests, morning mist, and a silence that most modern people have forgotten exists. The architecture here reflects authentic Zen principles. It's minimalist without being sterile. There are elements of Vietnamese design integrated with genuine Zen aesthetics. The surrounding forest is equally important. We're talking about ancient woodland that hasn't been converted into resort property or cleared for development. The trails around the monastery wind through what feels like untouched nature. That's remarkable for Vietnam, where development pressure is intense. The first reason, authenticity. You're not an observer in a carefully curated experience. You're a guest in a working monastery. Yes, they welcome visitors, but they're not catering to you. They're living their practice, and you get to be adjacent to that. That's rare. Second, the physical and spiritual experience. The elevation, the forest. The architecture, the silence, these create a sensory environment that few other places in Vietnam offer. If you've been to crowded beaches or bustling cities, Truk Lam feels like you've stepped into another country entirely. Third, accessibility. Unlike some Zen monasteries that restrict visitors or require advance permission, Truk Lam has specific visiting hours and welcomes guests respectfully. You can walk the grounds, sit in the meditation hall if appropriate, and observe the daily rhythm of monastic life. And what you can do here? Meditation sessions. Some visiting hours allow you to participate in group meditation. Even if you've never meditated before, the environment itself teaches you. 30 minutes in that silence, surrounded by the sounds of forest and bells, does something to your nervous system that you can't get in a city. Forest walks. The trails around the monastery are extraordinary. You're walking through Vietnamese highland forest, rhododendrons, ancient trees, natural streams. The air quality alone is worth the trip if you're coming from a city. Temple exploration. You can tour the main halls, the pagodas, the bell tower. Unlike many temples that rope off interior spaces, Truk Lam is more open in its approach. Sunrise experience. A sunrise visit here is truly transformative. I did it every day during my stay in Dalat, and I genuinely think it's the best part of the day at the temple. No tourists, no crowds, just the monks and you. You can meditate, pray, do breathwork exercises, and later, in the forest, practice qigong or any kind of workout you like. This place is perfect for many other activities. You can easily spend hours here. If you're a writer or any kind of artist, this is the kind of environment where inspiration definitely kicks in. There are plenty of benches and beautiful shelters where you can even set up a picnic. There are two ways to reach the monastery. One is through the main entrance, and the other is a more physical, almost mini workout route, climbing stairs and walking through the forest. The second, lower path leads down to the lake, where you can take a boat ride and simply enjoy the views. Walks around the lake are beautiful, and along the way you'll find small cafes with terraces, as well as local vendors selling strawberries. A great idea is to make this a longer walk around the area and treat the monastery as your final destination, especially since it naturally fits into the route back toward the city. And if you're not tempted by strawberries or the local cafes, which honestly aren't many and aren't always open, just bring your own food and have a picnic by the lake or somewhere in the surrounding forest. For more information about Vietnam, as well as other destinations around the world, you can find it on my social media channels. You can also check out my ebook, which offers real added value for solo travelers. And if you want advice or have any questions, feel free to send me a message.